Can I get baptized again? The answer to that question is it depends. If you want to be baptized because there was a point where you understood it, but then you went off track, and now you want to be renewed or reminded of God's goodness and grace, and you want that fresh start, we would say, no, you can't get baptized again. And it's a hard thing to say, right? Because we want to celebrate that with you. But to baptize you again would actually be communicating the opposite message that baptism sends the first time. That this is going to be a journey of ups and downs and steps forward and steps back. And so, yeah, maybe you're coming out of a few steps back and we're excited and cheering you on because you're taking steps forward now. But to baptize you again would contradict the message of endless second chances. This is a start of a journey that we knew was going to be rough at times if you're a human being. But the beauty of it is that you can't wear out God's grace. We're told his mercy is new every morning, and he's in your corner whether you're getting it right or not. And so to say you got to do it again, like if we believe that, we'd have to do it again a little while after that, because you're probably going to have some issues again later on, right? It would be like saying every time you got into a serious marriage argument, you had to get married again. It's like, no. I told you I was committed to you for better or for worse, and this is the for worse part, but that does not change my commitment to you. Now that said, I told you, if you want to, like, if you're in a place where you want to remind yourself of God's goodness, like be brought back to that place of like clean slate, or I should say be reminded of your clean slate, not like earning a clean slate, but be reminded of it. Well, then what if I can't get baptized again? What's great is it's almost like Jesus knew we were going to run into this, like we were going to want tangible ways to express intangible things. And he gave that to us. And the Apostle Paul explains that symbol as well. He's explaining what Jesus said to his followers on that last night, and he said, in the same way, after supper, he took a cup and said, this was at the Last Supper. He takes a cup, and he says, this cup is the new covenant in my blood. It's a new arrangement with God. And he says, when you do this whenever you drink of it. Why? In remembrance of me. For whenever you eat this bread, and this is Paul speaking now, he says, whenever you eat this bread and drink this cup, you proclaim the death of the Lord until he comes. In other words, when we do this, we're being reminded of the story. We're being reminded of the goodness of God, his amazing grace of endless second chances. We bring ourselves back to that place in a tangible way, and we can eat it and drink it and get our heads right and be reminded of the goodness of God. And Jesus is like, I'm giving you a chance to do this often because you're going to need it. You're going to need to be brought back to that place. In other words, we would say baptism is a symbol that tells a story, but we've got another one. We call it communion. It's a symbol that tells a story, that proclaims the story of Jesus and his radical, inexhaustible love for you.